A very good day to you. I hope you had yourself an amazing day. It's yet another beautiful Wednesday evening, and I'm here to tell you about it and everything that was happening throughout the whole of Africa, all the corners of Africa, what was hitting the headlines, and what were the theatrics that we got served with today. It is the 22nd of May 2024, 1901 East African time, on a rather not so cold evening in Kenya. We've not had rains today in Nairobi, to be specific. And I'm here to tell you about each and every theatric that was served to you. And I'm going to start with Microsoft announcing a 132 billion digital investment in Kenya. I'm going to be telling you about how Microsoft is looking to invest 132 billion Kenya shillings. That's a lot of money. 132 billion is a lot of money. That's the amount Microsoft is looking to invest in Kenya in a digital lab. They are looking to build. I'm going to be telling you about what they are saying they will build what they call a digital innovation lab with an AI digital skills training center, and why they want to invest in Kenya. I'm also going to be telling you about how on better news, how Burkina Faso president, the Burkinabe president, his name is Captain Ibrahim Traore, has implemented a pay cut for all politicians, and in exchange boosted workers' salaries. He has gone ahead and refused to take a presidential salary, saying that he is content with the army salary. So he who had the opportunity to start receiving the presidential salary, considering he is the president, but he has said no to that, and he's saying that he is okay with the current salary that he is receiving as an army, and so he's not gonna take an additional salary. And instead, he boosted workers' salary. So he cut politicians' pay and used that same amount to boost the salary of normal workers. So I'm going to be telling you about that. I'm going to be telling you about how in Kenya, the EACC is the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, is investigating a 634 million corruption graft that involves the CEO of the Kenyatta National Hospital. This is the biggest hospital in Kenya. So he is involved in a 634.5 million corruption scandal from the Kenyatta National Hospital. That's why you go to Kenyatta National Hospital and there are no drugs, because apparently 634 million Kenya shillings have been stolen from the institution. I'm going to be telling you about that. I'm going to be telling you about how in Egypt, 9 Egyptian women and children died in River Nile in a ferry accident. I'm going to be telling you about how at least 40 villagers were shot dead in the latest violence in where, in Nigeria. There was another violence in Nigeria that saw 40 villagers shot dead. So the insecurity incidences in Nigeria are continuing to worsen, with Boko Haram and other rebel groups being on an abduction mission. They're abducting villagers and killing others. Nigeria being one of the countries that is really affected by the sponsored chaos that I always talk about. And I'm going to also be telling you about the message that Putin sent to Iran, talking about how Raisi was a very reliable partner for him and how they had plans to develop Iran, but unfortunately he was killed. I'm also going to be telling you about how in the same country, Nigeria is really going through a lot of problems. And it really, if there's a country that really needs, I don't know if there's a country that is going through it, it is Nigeria, with the wars, with the inflation, with their currency plummeting down. And talking about that, generator fumes killed 7 students in a university in Nigeria because they have no power and they have to use generators. And so generator fumes killed 7 students after inhaling fumes from a generator inside a music studio on somewhere in Bayelsa State in Nigeria. I'm going to be telling you about that, and how Boko Haram is also rescuing hostages. So I told you there are several groups that are in Nigeria. There are several armed groups that have been fighting in Nigeria, and among them is Boko Haram, and of course the hostage situation. We're going to be talking about that and everything else that was happening in Africa. So join me for the next 30 minutes as we talk about each and everything African. Let us start with Microsoft. As I told you, Microsoft is looking to invest. It officially announced that it is going to invest 132 billion Kenya shillings in digital investment, that is in Kenya alone. So 132 billion is a lot of money, and they announced that they have a package. They call it a digital investment package. It's a part of the initiative with the Ministry of Information and Communication, and
It's the New
they
World
are,
Order bullshit.
yeah, they're saying that they want to establish a digital economy. So they are
Yeah,
130.
it's the New
Mhm,
World Order, Demore. They're trying to lock Africans down. It's wicked, it's evil. So it's not really an investment.
mhm.
They're trying to do what the cats with the small hats, what they do is try to bring a digital economy, digital currency, digital IDs. It's all about control and locking you down. It's about complete control of a people. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to create. And
Because
so,
to be honest,
go
132
ahead.
billion is a lot of money for them to just throw it to a country.
Yeah.
132
Oh
billion
yeah,
is not.
they're not giving that shit to Ruto or nothing that'll be stolen. This is the implement of the New World Order. This is them making sure they got complete control of African countries, starting with Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana. So yeah, this ain't going to your leader. Where it's gonna be siphoned. They're gonna put up these systems of control. That's what this is about. That's why they're there. They're not. This is not. This is not. See, Africa. Oh, they going. This is great investment. No, it ain't. No, it's not. It's about complete control, surveillance. It's setting up the police state of complete control of the continent.
So
That's why that.
the excuse that they gave in the papers, they were talking about how they want to build. So this is what they said: the money is meant to build a state-of-the-art green data center that will
I told
be.
you, green data shit, all that green talk bullshit.
It's a green data center. It's supposed to be green. And apart from that, they are going to build another digital lab. They say that digital lab in Kenya and an AI digital skill training center. So those are the three things that 132 billion is going to be invested in. A green, of course, you have to use the word green in order to sell in the current. I told you, I think I should call my show green also because it's gonna sell. So we're gonna get funding if I call it the Green Black Hot
Mm-hmm.
Fire News
There
Update.
you go.
Yep, it's eco-friendly and uses recycled information. Like
Exactly.
recycle, 100% green. So among
Mm-hmm.
the things they are gonna build is, as I told you, green. I forgot the green data center that Keith is saying is just but a part of the new world order. Apart from that, I
Mm-hmm.
told you they are building an AI digital training skill center. So that is
Yeah.
already
So,
official. It's not something they are looking to build, it's something they've started to build. Today, they were just signing the formalization letter with President William Ruto. They signed it in the United States today in Washington.
exactly. Oh, they're letting you know, Ruto's already sold out the country.
Mhm,
Hopefully, Africans will wake up in time to destroy all this shit
mhm,
in Kenya. Just to sell away the country. He don't think you're smart enough to know what this is about.
mhm.
That's what it is. So it's not beneficial to any Africans. So after that guy
So,
in Kenya was telling the truth that, you have 6 families that own this whole country. Kenya's not a country. It's a plantation. Yeah. But the Europeans set it up. They just moved the management of the plantation from them to the African. But the money still goes all the way up to the top. It's a plantation.
so the part two, I'm looking at the part two of the plan that they have for their 132, 132 billion. The second
Uh-huh.
plan, the second part of the plan is what they are calling the sustainable data center infrastructure and the
Mm-hmm.
new African cloud region. So they're saying that what they're going to
Yeah.
build in Kenya is going to be the new African cloud region. It's going to be to allow Africans to store their data in Africa. The data center will
Mm-hmm.
be able to provide access to Africans to store their data in the African cloud. That's the plan, according to them.
With
They're calling it a
Africans,
data region, a cloud data
um,
region.
yeah, it's gonna be for Africans to get locked down
Mhm.
into a system which they want to do. This is global control, fam. This is what they start making smart, turn Nairobi into a smart city where you can't leave a place without QR codes. What they're doing right now in Canada. This is what they want to do everywhere. They've started already in Canada with this shit where you can't leave a city unless you do your QR code, Demore. You can't even leave. That's what they want to do global. So, so they think it'll be easy in Africa because of the poverty. And Africans not knowing what this is. But most Africans understand what's going on. I mean, a lot of them, not most, a lot. Uh,
Yep. So, and the third plan, it was a three-step plan for the 142 billion. They're saying it was a four-step. The third step plan is they want to develop a Swahili AI model. So to do that, they decided to come to Kenya so that they can um, have that. What I
but
told you is an AI learning lab.
yeah,
So
so what
it's
they're trying to do is make sure they get all you Africans, because the majority of the biggest language on the continent is Swahili. So that makes sense. That makes sense to lock your ass down in your language. Well,
yep.
it's
So
not.
mhm. The thing
Well,
is the second one, they have another one in Abu Dhabi where they have a similar lab in Abu Dhabi where I don't know what
of
language
course,
they're teaching the AI in Abu Dhabi, but this one is
Arabic.
probably supposed to teach the AI to be uh, fluent in Swahili. Apart from that, they will build what they are calling a new AI high resolution nature conservancy. It's called the TNC. So this is a satellite data to monitor and reduce water risks for downstream wildlife and communities in northern Kenya that are
All
affected.
nonsense. All whenever you read this, all nonsense. All of it. All a
Yeah,
lie.
um,
All sounds all good, all great, all fake. It's all
yeah,
phony.
that's what is in the document. Lies. So they're saying
Yeah.
that the TNC, the Nature
What you look
Conservancy AI high
what you looking
resolution
at? What you looking
satellite
at?
data.
More. See when you know some. Look up agenda. They changed. It used to be agenda 21. Look up
Mhm.
agenda 2030. Type in what is agenda. What you see? That's them creating agenda 2030 in Africa. Called sustainability. We can see them same kids with sustainability, green
SDG.
growth.
Is it what they call them the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals.
All right. And what that means is, what it means is depopulation tomorrow. Get rid of your black ass.
So
Starvation.
apparently, for an African, for any Kenyan who's gonna read this plan, who maybe is not nuanced on how the system operates and how the world
Exactly.
works, will see a beautiful, beautiful
Exactly.
plan.
Exactly. I'm not going to tell you the truth. So what you're looking at there, Jamar, is Agenda 2030. That's why and also the taxes that Kings are paying, getting their land stolen. That's part of Agenda 2030. Shout out to Dr. Mumby and Kenyans getting it. So you know what this is, fam? This is Agenda 2030. You own nothing and be happy. That's exactly what it is. And Ruto
Mhm.
is the puppet that's ushering it in. And like Demore is right, if you're not nuanced, understand what's going on, you'll look at these flowery words and understand and connecting the dots. As I would teach every time, go behind the flowery words.
So there is another, the last clause in the third step of this plan is, I'll read it as it is so that you can understand it as you want. It says, in collaboration with the Smithsonian and Kenya Wildlife Trust, The lab, so there's the Smithsonian and the Kenya Wildlife Trust, they are collaborating with them. The lab will use high resolution satellite imagery and the AI to monitor wildlife population and track livestock expansion near protected areas in East Africa. But the question is, will the new high resolution satellite imagery that they are setting up only be used to track livestock?
No.
Really? Really? You think they are investing 142 billion to
All
track
right.
livestock?
Of course not.
They must really care about our livestock then if they are investing this amount of money for them. So the
Exactly. They
life.
don't give a damn about your wildlife. They tell you to eat GMO shit. They don't
Mhm,
want you to eat your damn wildlife, so please get out of here. It's about just setting up a surveillance net around the world, around Africa. So they're bringing the technology to make sure they can do it. And
mhm,
that causes also it's a wicked agenda, Demore. It's wicked. I don't want to say it on YouTube. It's some
mhm,
evil. It's evil, Demore. It's evil. That's also tied in with last year. Everybody getting their damn eyes read. These morons in Kenya. What was that shit called? Everybody was getting their irises read, Demore, for like for $5. What was that shit called?
mhm. What was that, kid? Sorry.
And it's also tied. Remember last year in Kenya, everybody was getting their iris read. Come here and get $5 to get your iris read. Your
Oh yeah,
eyes, you
yeah. It,
know.
it was it was it was the world coin. The world coin.
That shit. It's
They
all
still get.
tied in.
I don't know why and how, but they still get paid to date. Every month they get money in their account. I've never understood how or why.
It's all tied because the more this is all tied in. This is the global system of control.
Mhm.
This is what they this is it's wicked, the more. It's all tied in.
So the last clause of the agreement that Microsoft is signing with Kenya, that was signed today by President Ruto in Washington, is they are going to build what they call the East Africa Innovation Lab and Skilling Support. So the purpose of that lab will be, according to them, to help Kenyan and other East African entrepreneurs, startups, and companies and organizations to
I
develop
lied.
and make use of cloud and AI services.
I
So
lied.
businesses, organizations, and entrepreneurs will be allowed to use the AI and the cloud that they're setting up in Kenya. They call it
See,
the African
Ruto signing all
Hub.
these deals without the Kenyans even knowing what any of this is even about.
Mhm.
What you're reading is an absolute lie.
It's what they're selling us, and so I don't know when they are gonna start building this, but it was signed.
Immediately, damn it. Immediately. Shit, what? Immediately tomorrow.
Yep, because it was
Yeah.
signed. It's already signed.
Yeah, they
It
want
was
all
signed.
this in operation by 2030.
So
So
they're saying they're also gonna work with Safaricom, the M Copper. They're gonna collaborate
I
with
told
Kenyan
you.
telecos.
Why they going Safari Town? It's all about control tomorrow.
And apart from that, they say they are going to improve they want to improve the internet connectivity in Africa. One
It's gotta
by
be.
yep, they say they are going to bring wireless internet access to 50 million people across East
Of
Africa
course.
by the end of this year.
Of course. It won't
Yep,
work without the 5G weapon system.
yep. Apart from that, it's such a beautiful plan if you look at it from an ignorant point of view. They're also saying that
Yep.
they will design and operate the new East African cloud region as part of the trusted data zone. They are calling it the trusted data zone. Why? Because they want to ensure privacy and security of African data. That's Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yep.
They never gave a shit about no. See, when you read that, you know they never gave a shit about no Africans. No, it's a lie. Because if
Yeah,
they
but
cared, they would have been developed. Why they never develop Africa now in 60 years? Oh, it's
kid,
about the
they
creek.
just they're gonna tell you they just invested 142 billion to ensure safety and security of African data.
Just, just like they told you to, just like they told you about the 19. Oh, we're here to help the Africans because we need to be helped more with the 19. You know what? Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. Whenever you white people talk about they come to help you, it's the
Mhm.
opposite. Unless you're some kind of a moron. It's the opposite, Jack.
Yeah, so that is Microsoft with its African theatrics, talking about investing 152 billion, 142 billion to ensure to monitor our livestock and wildlife and to ensure security of our data as African people. So
Never, never want to invest in clean water. Give me good infrastructure, good
mhm.
schools that I don't have to pay school fees on. Help me promote my culture. No, never that. Always some dystopian shit. We're gonna help your wildlife and what are you talking about?
Yeah. So that is Microsoft in Kenya. Let us look at other parts of Africa, other theatrics that you were served. And one of them is not a theatrics, it's a very good thing that made me happy today. It happened yesterday, actually. So this has to do with the Burkinabe president, Captain Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso. He implemented a significant change in salaries as part of his reform agenda. So this is what he did. He cut every politician's cut was sliced in Burkina Faso. Every politician is gonna have a pay slice in Burkina Faso by 30%. He reduced the salaries of ministers and high-ranking politicians by 30%.
That
And he took the 30%. Do you know what he did with the 30%, Keith?
they gave it
He
back to the people.
he added it on workers' salaries. So any worker who's not a
Exactly.
politician is getting a 30% increase. Any worker, any politician is getting a 30% deduction. That is Ibrahim Traore. And apart from that,
Yeah.
he refused to take a presidential salary. So he was supposed to be paid as the president, but he has refused to take that. He said he does not need the presidential salary. He is okay with the current army salary. So currently he's getting paid the army salary because he is a member of the army and he is okay with that. He has refused to take an
Because
additional
he cares about his people.
salary.
He's the one. He ain't bought no big cars.
Mhm.
He took those cars and bought tractors for the people and hope. And I bet Bill Gates and them are not coming in with their plans to digitize Bikini Faso.
I wonder why he's not trying to digitize Burkina Faso. I know they wouldn't. Traore would not have that bullshit.
I said, no, you know it's not going to benefit the people. You know what's about. So this is when you get a leader
Hmm.
that cares about being African and cares about his people.
Hmm.
And what you would do. How about
Yep.
me?
So that means a 30% additional salary for all the Burkina Faso workers. Any worker who's working in Burkina Faso is gonna get a 30% salary
It's
increase.
why the white people want to assassinate his ass.
Hmm.
Because
Yep.
Africa can work,
Hmm.
or we got leaders that work right.
Hmm.
See, not that Africa doesn't work right. The leaders don't work right because they're puppets.
So that is Burkina Faso with Traore, who is going to, he's going to, I'm sure he's going to revolutionize Burkina Faso because actually he did not increase the workers' salary by 30%. He increased the workers' salary by 50%. 50%. Do you know how
Damn,
much that is going to change the life of all the workers? 50% is a
I,
lot of
a
money.
lot.
If you are earning
Oh,
$20, you're gonna earn $30. That's a lot of
yeah.
money. And the fact that
It is.
he did not have to borrow, he did not have to go to the World Bank to look for loans in order to
No,
actualize that. He just needed to
he told,
deduct
he told him
salaries from
no.
politicians. Yep.
Exactly.
So how I wish other African leaders, politicians would emulate, but then once again, I remember that we do not have leaders in Africa. So apart from that,
No.
in Nigeria, the Nigerian wars continue with at least 40 villagers shot dead in Nigeria, in Nigeria's
Damn.
north. That is, in addition to the others that were shot yesterday. The ones that I'm reporting are the latest one. I'm reporting about 10 hours ago, where they attacked a village in Nigeria, killing at least 40 people.
Damn.
Yet, no group has claimed responsibility for the attack because right now in Nigeria, at first it was just the Boko Haram, but now it's not just the Boko Haram, it's a few groups have joined the Boko Haram. So it's not even, you can't even conclude that it was Boko Haram because there are other groups who are also fighting and killing each other in Nigeria. So when we have
That's right.
40 people, 40 people is a lot of people to be killed in one
But
night.
that's
It's a
that
lot.
tribalism shit. That's
That's
that tribalism shit, Demore.
it's 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 them taking advantage of our ignorance because they know how divided
Yeah.
we are in tribal lines. So all you need to do is spark the tribal fire, just tell me that
Exactly.
that tribe wants to kill that other tribe, so you have to go
Exactly.
kill that tribe first before they kill you, and then going to the other tribe and telling them that other tribe is coming to kill you tomorrow, and now the three tribes are fighting without even knowing where the war started. And as the three tribes
Exactly.
are fighting, I'll be in Nigeria digging their oil.
Exactly. Shout that guy on TikTok, the Kenya guy said, that's the same thing they did in Kenya.
Yep.
They induced the tribalism in Kenya. Kenya wasn't always as tribal as you see right now. They induced, they said, my research has showed me that the European induced the tribalism. Yes. Yes. That's what they do. As I steal, I need you fighting each other.
So for 40 people to die in a single night, it is very sad. And it even gets sadder in Nigeria because in another city, seven university students also died. These ones were not killed by rebel groups, they were killed by generator fumes. Why? Because Nigeria does not have power. So these ones were using a generator to power
The classroom.
yep, power the classroom, and they inhaled the generator fumes, and seven of them died. That was in Bayelsa State.
Imagine
And
that.
some others, so many others are hospitalized, but at least they survived. The seven did not. Six bodies were found, and
You're the
others were
rich
found
guy,
unconscious.
the
Actually,
richest
six were
continent on the
found.
planet.
Yep, six
You're
were
the
found
richest
dead.
continent on the planet, but you can't give light. You can't give electricity. What is wrong with the African man? What's wrong with you, man? Huh? Yeah, does anything shame you that you won't build systems for your people to live decent lives? Does anything shame you, bastards, from the stealing that you do? That you won't build this decent infrastructure? What shame? What shames you? Because obviously you don't believe in none of these religions. Because what you do, you be scared to go to hell. So you don't tell your
Yep.
people about the goofy religions.
So six were found dead in the morning. Two were unconscious, and but they later died. That makes it eight that died from that. I don't know what to call it. It's stupidity that one of the richest countries in Africa can't even generate electricity to power itself.
But right now, on paper, it is the richest country in Africa. On paper,
Mhm.
it's the richest country in Africa. Really, it's the Congo, but on paper, Nigeria is the richest country.
Does it
And
really
can't
have?
and
Does it? I doubt Nigeria is the richest country. I guess it looks like the richest country because of the population. It's just the most populated country,
wow,
but
that's the
I doubt.
population. Now, it's the biggest GDP. Look at the
I
GDP.
I doubt it is the richest country in Africa. I think it's
Look,
because of the. It has to do with the population.
and then do with the population. It's the GDP.
The
Look at the
GDP.
GDP. Yeah, go look at it. Say who got the highest? In what country has the highest
It
GDP in
has.
Africa?
It's Nigeria. It has a 472
Yeah,
billion
billion.
US
Exactly.
GDP. Yep. Let me
But you
see
wouldn't
South
know.
Africa. What South
But you,
Africa's GDP is?
I think South Africa is third now, or it might be two, might be second.
Let me see. Actually, the richest country in Africa is Mauritius.
That don't count. That island's not the richest.
Yep, it has a GDP PPP per capita of 31,000 USD. That is the GDP per capita. This one they are measuring using the GDP per capita. So the second one is Libya, the third one is Botswana, then Gabon, then Egypt, then Equatorial Guinea, then South Africa, then Algeria. That is according to the GDP per capita. That is where they find the
Yeah,
GDP,
they
almost the
they go
GDP of.
out they go out to the person.
Yeah, that is why I said Nigeria might look rich because it's populated, but when we go down to the PPP per capita, that is per person, it's not, it can't be there. I
It's
was
still in
sure
the
of
top.
that.
It's
I know
still
Nigeria
it's still
is rich
it's still
because
in the
it's populated.
it's still in the top 10.
Yeah, it is in the top 10 actually, but let me see what position it comes in when we go to the specific per person. So according to this list is by whose list is this? Business Daily. According to Business Daily, Mauritius is the first,
All right.
um, with a GDP PPP of 31,000 USD. The second one is Libya with a GDP PPP of 26,000 USD. The third one
Yeah,
is
let me just see that
Botswana
one.
with 20,000. The fourth one is Gabon with 19,000.
All right.
It, the fourth one is Egypt with 17,000. Then there is Equatorial Guinea with 17,000. South Africa is eighth with 16,000. Then is
All right.
seventh. Then is Algeria with 14. Tunisia has 13,000. It's they say Tunisia is there because it has a lot of tourism and manufacturing going on. Then there is Morocco, which they say it also has a lot of agriculture, manufacturing, and tourism. So Nigeria is not in the top 10 of the per person
Okay. Keep going.
data. So let me see what position it comes um, in terms of, let me see what position Nigeria is and Kenya in that case. I don't know if they are going to get there. So when they look at the wealth band, there are several means of measuring richness in country. One is what Kid was talking about, the GDP. That is the gross domestic product. That is combining the value of every product that was produced in a country. There is the GDP. There is the NNP. That is the net. There is the net domestic. There is the one that they combine even the value of products that were produced by members of the same country but from outside the country. I don't know if it's called the net something. I can't remember the specific name. Then there's the other one that they measure the wealth band. In the one that they measure the wealth band, South Africa is the first, then Egypt, then Nigeria is the third. That is measuring using the wealth band.
See now what you see, yes, that's a wealth fund. That don't count. So what you see is Africans so low because what the more just told you because there are no industries.
Yep.
Africa doesn't produce shit. Doesn't make things. That
That's
brings the
So when you
GDP
talk about
up.
the GDP is nothing because it's the gross domestic product, but you do not produce
That,
anything domestically.
exactly.
So your GDP is gonna be low, very low, of course.
That's why Africa needs industries and not this crazy ass shit they cited in Washington with this goopy ass fucking tech shit. Those are not
But
industries.
they're saying they're producing clouds for Africa, the big cloud.
Yeah, that's a that's a
Cloud
track.
industry.
That's a track your ass on your Safaricom tomorrow.
So that is Nigeria with its many problems, the abductions, the killings, the generator fumes killing people, and so
sounds like
Nigeria is still
sounds
going through.
sounds like a lovely place.
No, no, it's not a lovely place to be. Worst of all, their president is Bola Tinubu. That is the worst. So
and you wonder
we hope
why.
the
And you wonder
Nigeria.
and you wonder why.
Mhm.
You wonder why Job has got a Nigerian neighbor.
It
I don't
can't go back.
believe. I don't. I know you got a few because I know I know you got a few Kenyans living in Nigeria, but not as many not as many Kenyans living in Nigeria as you got Nigerians living in Kenya.
People never
That,
told you you're gonna find a Nigerian on the moon selling
all
moonshine
right,
there.
all right. Now you do got a few. Now you do got some Kenyans living in Nigeria. That's truthful, but not
Have
as
you
many. I think.
have you ever met a
Uh,
Kenyan? Have you ever met a Kenyan in the States, you know?
of course, I had a Kenyan girlfriend in the States.
Come on.
Yeah, you know, I was like, tomorrow you don't be around all the shows we do. Yeah, everybody know, like, yeah, I had a Kenyan. I didn't know she was Kenyan at first. She kept saying that. Yeah, because look, in my senior year, I moved from LA to the DMV area, the Maryland area, right? So a lot of Kenyans live in Maryland. And so me being new to that area, Demore, I didn't know because our states all have different counties, right? The name of counties. So I'm new to Maryland. I didn't know about it. She kept saying, I'm Kenyan. I thought she was talking about her county. I said, I don't give a shit what county you come from. I'm Kenyan. I'm from Kenya. I said, okay, who gives a shit? Okay, good for you. I don't care what county. I don't even know what Kenya county's at. He said, no, I'm from Kenya.
The
Told y'all,
country.
I know. Yeah, the country. I said, oh, damn, it's a country name? Country name Kenya? I was like 17. I guess country name? All right, who gives a shit? Where's that at? Because I thought it was, I thought it was in the Caribbean. I said, were you from the Caribbean? No, that's Africa. I said, damn, girl, you from Africa for real? She said, yeah. I didn't know shit. You're like another African to me, shit. You know, you gonna let me get the coochie or not? What we talking about here? I don't care if you're Kenyan shit. I wasn't a good guy, so she didn't last long. I was a womanizer back then, Demorse. I was a womanizer,
How,
so
how, how old were you, kid?
I was 17. Told you I was only 7. I was
God damn it,
17.
you are a minor kid.
I was 17. What they got to do? What they got to do with getting coochie? Shit, you're a minor. Yeah. What they got to do with any damn thing? Shit, minor. Shit,
you,
get good.
you,
Shit, you know. So I wasn't a good guy to her. You know, she was a sweet girl, but I wasn't faithful. So, you know, she left. But I wasn't too many women. I wasn't gonna be faithful to her ass. Shit. It's too much coochie out there, Demore. Shit.
yeah,
I
so
was
basically,
I was 17. I wasn't no good. There was too many. And now she was a sweet girl.
when did
Yeah,
you see the light, kid? At what age did you
huh?
see the light? When did you see the light and stopped with,
Womanizing
yeah?
in my mid to late 20s because I got married. I didn't want my them to have kids. I want my kids to start cheat on their mother. But up to then, I was a womanizer. I love women. I don't drink. I don't smoke. So my biggest thing, Demore, was learning about Africa and then how much new coochie I could get. Where can I get new coochie from? So back in those days, Demore, I was sleeping with at least 2 or 3 women a week. That was new.
Wow, kid.
Yeah, that's the what? That's normal. What? Yeah, you know, new coochie, man. That was on the prod. That was my. Whoever said
God damn it.
when you guys in the studio said that, said it was HR Joby. Somebody said if you don't do liquor, smoke cigarettes, the guy that doesn't drink or smoke, his vice is women. That was my
Yeah.
vice. My vice was women. So I was always on the hunt for new, and I was young and good looking. Shit, I was like shit. I had my own car, had my money. So shit, Demore, it's coochie time. So 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 I didn't know how to be faithful, Demore. I didn't know how to be. Also, let me send this money for you leaving it. I didn't know how to be faithful. Faithful for what? Shit. I don't know how to be faithful to you. It's too much coochie. You know, it's always, Demore, it's always going to be more women than men, especially black men. There's going to be more women than us. So we're always gonna have an abundance of women. So, shit, I couldn't keep myself to one woman. I was depriving the other women. Shit, man, that more ain't nothing like. It ain't nothing. And I want you to be a womanizer. Don't be bad like me. But I'm not. I'm not sorry about it because
You
it was
enjoyed the
nothing.
life. Made you
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, it's nothing better. If I said, don't get married young, Demore. Have your fun. If that's what you want to do, don't be bad like me. Be honest with them, though. Don't be fucked up like me. Because I heard a lot of people. Now I ain't gonna lie. Even though I had a lot of fun, I heard a lot. Women are emotional. So I heard a lot of people. I heard a lot of women. I heard a lot of people. But goddamn, did I have fun while I was doing it? Hell yeah! I had to get kicked out of people's. I had to get kicked out of place when they found out I was cheating and crazy. I was having sex with girls in the backseat of my car. That shit is exciting. That shit was fun. Getting cooch in the backseat of a car tomorrow. Shit, that shit is fun. So, you know, half the women names I can't remember. I got almost caught sometimes sneaking in the girls' bedrooms and their parents find out I'm jumping out the window.
I'm even surprised you never shot in the ass, Keith.
Nah. I go no. If they had crazy father tomorrow, I didn't go over there. If they had a crazy father, I'm like, nah, you're crazy. Fuck. I mean, your daddy crazy, girl. Your daddy fucked up. I'm not going over there. Because I did one time. I stayed in the whole. Joby knows this. I stayed in the whole Foot Locker. I stuck over the girl house, right? I called her, and say, hey man, cause she lived with her mother. She was. We were only 17. I was 17. She was 16. I remember her name was Rhonda, right? So I said, hey, Rhonda, your mama and them gone to sleep yet? Nah, Keith, my mama and granny ain't gone to sleep. Just drive over and climb up to my window. I said, all right, cool, shit. So they won't be up long. I said, good. So I drove around there, Demore. I drove I made sure my car was out of sight, though, And when the parents looking out the window, who car is that out there? So I parked down the street and walked over there and then climbed up to a window, right? And so she had like this Foot Locker. She had like a Foot Locker at the edge of her bed. She said, just get in the Foot Locker, Keith, and I'll wake you up when they go to sleep. I was like, cool. It's coochie time, goddammit, Demore. So I'm in this Foot Locker, Demore. Dude, I know you said Foot Locker is small. I'm crushed all up in this Foot Locker, Demore. I can barely breathe. I'm in there. I'm like, goddamn. I'm like, goddamn. How long is it gonna be before this girl come get me? I can't breathe in this bitch. I'm all fucked up. And I'm all crushed up. So finally, I couldn't take it anymore. But I said, fuck it. Her mama's gonna find out I'm up in this motherfucker. I'm all hurting. I'm all crushed up like in a fetal position. Demore in this Foot Locker. So I get up out of there. She's in there sleeping, Demore. She's asleep. So I say, hey, fuck is wrong with? I'm whispering because her parents are. I'm whispering because I'm in her house. I said, hey, the fuck is wrong with you, man? I'm in that Foot Locker. I can't breathe. You left me in there. Oh, Keith, I forgot. I fell asleep. Oh, you goddamn right you fell asleep. What's wrong with you, man? So he said, we can do something now. My parents, my mom didn't go to sleep. I said, fuck that. My back fucked up. I ain't fucking with you. So I was all mad, right? I ain't fucking with you. So I climbed out the window. I went home, and so that next day I was supposed to drive my brothers to school, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay, because my brothers asked me for a ride. They didn't want to take public transportation anymore. They said, hey, Keith, will you drive us to school? I said, yeah, I'll take you two goofballs to school. Give me a second. So, because I had told them what happened to me. Because my brothers were all close in age. I was 17, my brother Eric is 16, and Charles is 15. So I told him what happened. So next thing I know, that girl came walking up the street in a trench coat. I said, damn, why she got a hot-ass trench coat on? What she doing? So And so my brother's like, oh shit, this is like you ain't gonna take us to school. I said, calm down, I'm probably gonna take us. Chill out, man. My mom was already gone to work, right? So I had
Mhm.
the house to ourselves. And so I went, act like I didn't see it. I went in the house, closed the door, and said, hey man, I might take you out of school, I might not. I'm gonna see what Shorty talking about. Because she came up there to apologize for last night. But when she came up there, Demore, she opened up the trench coat and she was butt naked. I was like, hell yeah. She was butt
Ah,
naked, Demore. I was like, hell yeah. I said, hey man, I can't take you out of school today. Y'all gonna have to catch the bus. They was all mad. Ah, you gonna make us catch the bus for this girl? You goddamn right. Get your ass out of here. What's wrong with you? Go. She was butt naked, Demore. So I was like, hell yeah. I ain't taking you bastards to school. You go to school, you motherfuckers gonna catch the bus. catch the You
that,
motherfuckers gonna catch the Matado, damn it. so
that's
so
that's
yeah.
crazy, kid.
That was yeah, 16, young, 16 years old, Demore, butt naked. I thought I never that was so much confidence. I was like, she's like, you gonna, she said, you gonna close your mouth. She said, yeah, she said, you gonna close your mouth and close the door. I said, hell yeah. Goddamn right. Shit, man. I had to tear that coochie up tomorrow. Shit. But naked? Shit. What 16-year-old girl does that tomorrow? Shit.
I don't know. All I know is that that would get you arrested for if it was in Kenya, you're going to jail.
Arrested. I don't get
Yep.
arrested. She wasn't indecent. She had the trench coat on. You didn't know she was butt naked in there. Trench coat's a long coat. She had a trench coat and heels, right? And high heels on. You didn't know she was butt naked. I know she's butt naked, Demore, until I opened the door. She opened up the trench coat.
Mhm.
I was like, God, it was titty and coochie everywhere. I said, hell yeah. He said, I'm sorry, I wanted to make it for last night. I said, this is how you do it. That's right.
That's what's up. And as we come to the end of the show,
What's up,
that is all
family?
we had today on the updates. Of course, we finished with a story
Yeah.
from Kid. It is a day where Burkina Faso president has cut politicians' pay by 30% and increased workers' salary by 50%. That is after refusing to take a pay. He refused to take the presidential salary, saying that he's okay with the army salary. It is also a day where Microsoft is looking to invest 132 billion in Kenya for what they are calling the African cloud. It is also a day where at least 40 villagers were shot dead in the latest violence in Nigeria. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. It's always
Sad to the
fun.
sad. See, Job and them be talking about they want a man to be romantic. Okay, that's okay. But if I'm gonna be romantic,
You
I
have to
need some
come with a
adventure.
friendship.
I need some adventure. You gotta do some adventures shit like that. You gonna have to do some adventurous shit. Ain't gonna just be romantic and you don't do no adventurous shit. Cause men like adventures. Cause
That's what that's
I'm,
what's up.
I'm in my fifth. I'm in my 50s now tomorrow. I still remember that. I was 17 years old, and that's one of the best things in my life. And I remember because it was adventurous, and I remember it like yesterday. I was like, "Damn, girl, you butt naked." I wanted to apologize. You apologized the right way.
Much love, family.
But look, I'm gonna send